This is a challenging and exploratory journey following fishermen on large ships, hunting for bluefin tuna, one of the most valuable fish in the world. This journey requires not only skills, patience, but also courage to face potential dangers at sea. Introduction to the value and market of bluefin tuna. Known for its nutritious meat and special flavor, extremely popular in Japanese cuisine and many other countries. Preparation process before going to sea. From checking fishing equipment, long fishing lines to preparing food and drinking water for the entire fishing group. Introduction to the ship with modern equipment, designed to withstand strong waves and winds, along with a fresh fish preservation system. Details on bluefin tuna hunting strategies, locating fish schools through radar equipment, fishing techniques and fish attraction tactics. The difficulties of facing harsh weather, big waves, and maintaining stable fishing equipment in rough sea conditions. Describes the tense moment when a giant tuna bites, the battle between the fisherman and the fish. The strength and determination of both sides. How the fisherman must coordinate to hold the fish without letting it escape. The process of transporting the tuna onto the boat. The steps of preservation and packaging right on the boat to ensure the fish retains the best quality. The moments when the fishermen are happy when achieving a large catch. And how these men on the high seas celebrate their success. Gives a perspective on responsible bluefin tuna fishing to conserve marine resources, ensuring that the ecology is not seriously affected. Summarizes the challenging hunting journey and the value of the fisherman's work in providing precious food for the world. Leaves an impression of the courage, dedication and sense of responsibility of people living with the sea. This is a meaningful and inspiring story. Clearly reflecting the work of fishermen and the difficult but passionate life on the high seas. Bluefin tuna fishing is an art that requires skill, patience and the right tools. Here are the common methods and basic steps in bluefin tuna fishing. Rod and reel. The fishing rod must have a large load capacity, specially designed to cope with the strength of the bluefin tuna. The reel also needs to be durable and have good pulling power to help fishermen hold the fish during the pulling process. Fishing line. The fishing line is usually a parachute or nylon line, with suitable diameter and durability. For large bluefin tuna, the fishing line usually has to withstand a load of 50 to 100 kg. Hook and bait. The hook must be strong and not easily bent. The bait can be small live fish, squid or artificial bait, but tuna are often attracted to fresh bait. Using radar and sonar. Professional fishermen often use radar or sonar equipment to locate schools of bluefin tuna. These devices help detect schools of fish underwater and determine the depth at which they are swimming. Tracking migration routes. Bluefin tuna have seasonal migration routes. Knowing their migration schedule helps fishermen get to the right location and time to catch them. Trolling, often used when fishing for tuna in the deep sea, with live bait hooks trailing behind the boat. The boat moves at a moderate speed, creating the effect of the bait moving naturally in the water. Chumming technique. This is a method of throwing small pieces of bait or fish blood into the water to attract tuna to the boat. When the tuna starts to eat the bait, the fisherman will drop the hook to catch them. Bluefin tuna are very strong and agile, so when they bite, the fisherman needs to hold on tight and adjust the fishing reel so that the fishing line does not break. Drag fishing technique, using the drag from the reel to gradually tire the fish, reducing the fish's ability to struggle, making it easier to pull the fish up. Drag and release. If the fish is too strong, the fisherman will have to pull the fish a short distance and then loosen it so that it does not break the line. This cycle is repeated until the fish is exhausted. After pulling the fish up, The fisherman will put the fish in a holding tank with a refrigeration system to preserve the fish immediately, keeping the fish meat as fresh as possible. Bluefin tuna is a valuable fish, so the preservation process after catching is very important to maintain the quality and value of the fish. Responsible fishing. Bluefin tuna is a species that is susceptible to overfishing, so limiting the number of fish caught is an important part of conserving this species. Fishing safety. Because bluefin tuna are very strong, fishermen need to have skills and safety equipment to avoid injury when pulling the fish onto the boat. Patience and skill in controlling the rod are very important, as tuna can fight for hours. Fishermen need to know how to feel when to tighten and when to loosen the line to maintain control and keep the fish. Bluefin tuna fishing is not only a profession but also a battle with the power of the ocean. Skilled and experienced fishermen will know how to overcome the challenges to harvest these precious fish, while still maintaining the spirit of protecting marine resources. Longline fishing for bluefin tuna is a traditional and popular technique for catching large tuna in deep sea areas. This method requires meticulousness, skill, and is usually performed by highly experienced fishermen. Below is the basic process and important factors in longline fishing for bluefin tuna. Longlines. Lines can be tens or even hundreds of kilometers long, with shorter branch lines hanging hooks. Hooks and bait. Use large hooks to avoid the hook bending or breaking when the tuna bites. The bait is usually live fish, squid or sardines, which helps attract bluefin tuna more effectively. Buoys and anchors. Long lines will be attached with buoys and anchors at both ends, helping the line to lie at the desired depth below the water surface, while keeping the line system stable. Casting lines. The boat moves slowly, casting long lines with branch lines with live bait hooks attached. The distance between the hooks is calculated to suit the range of bluefin tuna activities. Depth determination. The depth of the line is adjusted to ensure that the hook reaches the area where bluefin tuna often swim, usually in deeper water. Location and time of release. Bluefin tuna often have a clear seasonal migration, so fishermen will choose to release the fishing line in areas where there are signs of fish schools. The time to release the line is usually early morning or evening, when the tuna are active. Check and retrieve the fishing line. After releasing the line for a few hours, fishermen start to pull the line up. This is a time-consuming and technical process, because tuna can be very strong and can easily break the line if not pulled properly. Reeling technique. When there are signs of a fish biting the hook, fishermen will slowly retract the line, using force to gradually tire the fish. They can use a line puller to assist when the fish is too large and strong. Reduce the pulling force suddenly. Fishermen need to loosen the line when the fish jerks strongly to avoid the line breaking. Then slowly pull it back to exhaust the fish. When the tuna is tired and gradually pulled towards the boat, fishermen will use a specialized hook to hold it tight and pull the fish onto the deck. The fish are immediately stored in cold holds on board to maintain their freshness, as bluefin tuna is very sensitive to temperature and can easily lose its value if not properly stored. Sustainable fishing. Bluefin tuna is a species of high economic value but is at risk of extinction due to overfishing. Therefore, many countries and international organizations have set regulations on the amount of tuna that can be caught each year. Use safety equipment for other marine animals, to avoid affecting unwanted animals, such as sea turtles. Sharks. Fishermen often use appropriate hooks and bait, minimizing the risk of harming other marine life. Fishermen need to understand the characteristics of bluefin tuna to know how to adjust the fishing line appropriately. Skills and good coordination between members are important factors to ensure safe and effective harvesting. Extreme weather can be dangerous when dropping and retrieving long fishing lines. Unexpected storms and big waves pose challenges for fishermen, so they must have experience in responding quickly in this situation. Longline fishing for bluefin tuna is not only a job but also an art, requiring perseverance, knowledge of the ocean and fish species, with careful procedures and measures to protect resources. This method not only helps fishermen achieve high economic efficiency but also contributes to the sustainability of the ocean ecosystem. Sorting and weighing. Immediately after pulling the fish up, fishermen will quickly sort the fish by size and weight. Larger bluefin tuna are often more valuable because they have more delicious meat, especially the belly, toro, which is popular in sashimi and sushi dishes. Chill immediately. Bluefin tuna is very sensitive to temperature. If not chilled quickly, the quality of the meat will be reduced. Fishermen use specialized refrigeration systems or ice in ship holds to keep fish at low temperatures, ensuring the fish retains its freshness and value when it reaches consumers. International markets. Bluefin tuna is mainly exported to countries such as Japan, the United States, and Europe. Japan is the world's largest consumer of bluefin tuna, especially sushi restaurants, where bluefin tuna is considered a delicacy. Fresh fish auction process. At some large wholesale markets, such as Tsukiji Fish Market, now moved to Toyosu, in Japan. Bluefin tuna are often auctioned upon arrival. High-quality fish can sell for tens of thousands of dollars. Accident risk. Bluefin tuna are very strong, especially when pulled onto a boat. They can struggle violently, causing danger to fishermen. Accidents such as injuries or falls overboard are not uncommon. Weather conditions. Tuna fishing often takes place offshore, where fishermen face harsh weather conditions such as storms, big waves, and strong winds. Weather forecasting and careful preparation are important to ensure safety. Fish depletion. Bluefin tuna are being overfished, leading to a rapid decline in numbers. Many fishermen have to travel farther and fish in international waters in search of bluefin tuna, which increases the cost and risk of the trip. Catch limits. To conserve bluefin tuna, many countries have enacted regulations that limit the annual catch. Fishermen are only allowed to catch a certain number of fish, depending on the size and health of the tuna population. Aquaculture and conservation. Aquaculture programs have been developed to reduce pressure on wild tuna populations. Bluefin tuna are raised in a protected environment, then cared for and harvested without affecting the wild population. Sustainability certification. Many tuna processors have switched to sustainable sources certified by international organizations such as the Marine Stewardship Council, MSC, helping to ensure that tuna reaches consumers without harming the marine ecosystem. The courage and will of fishermen. For many fishermen, tuna fishing is not just a job but a family tradition. From generation to generation, children of the sea have passed down valuable skills and experience, as well as a love for the sea and respect for bluefin tuna. The pride of catching a big fish. Catching a big bluefin tuna is always a source of pride for fishermen, and it is a testament to their skill, patience and courage. The journey of longline fishing for bluefin tuna is an arduous but fascinating job. For fishermen, it is a blend of tradition, skill and sustainability. They not only struggle to find life from the sea but also contribute to protecting and maintaining this precious resource for future generations. Long and challenging trips. Each trip to sea to catch bluefin tuna is a unique story, full of challenges and memories. Many fishermen recount times when they faced big storms, when everything around them was just waves and strong winds. But they still stuck to complete the journey. It was not only for their livelihood but also for their pride in their profession and traditional family values. Stories of courage and teamwork at sea. Fishermen depend on each other to survive. Each person on board has an important role, from the person who drops the line, checks the hook, to the person who preserves the fish. When facing danger, coordination and mutual trust help them overcome all difficulties. Using fish positioning and monitoring technology, today, many tuna fishing vessels are equipped with advanced fish positioning and monitoring technology. Sonar and radar systems help pinpoint the location of bluefin tuna schools, saving time and fuel. Some systems can even detect the size and number of fish in a school. Modern specialized vessels. Today's large fishing vessels are specially designed with the ability to hold large amounts of fish. High-capacity cold storage to preserve fish immediately after capture, and automated equipment to optimize the process of retrieving and releasing lines. Using technology to protect unwanted marine animals, modern fishing equipment is designed to minimize the possibility of catching unwanted marine animals such as sea turtles. Dolphins and sharks. This both protects the marine ecosystem and minimizes damage to fishermen. Climate change impacts on tuna. Climate change has been affecting the habitat of bluefin tuna. Rising sea temperatures, combined with changes in spawning cycles, have caused tuna schools to migrate farther and less predictably. Declining production due to resource depletion, along with the increase in demand. Bluefin tuna resources are being overexploited. This leads to a decrease in catches, and fishermen face the risk of unemployment or looking for new, more expensive fishing grounds. Awareness of fish conservation. Today's consumers are also increasingly aware of protecting natural resources. They prioritize choosing tuna products that are certified sustainable, coming from responsible fishing sources. The story behind every dish, every piece of fresh tuna on the dining table, especially the finest sashimi, carries a story about the ocean and the brave fishermen. This connection makes enjoying bluefin tuna more meaningful to consumers, because they understand the sacrifice and effort behind each product, towards fully sustainable fishing. With growing awareness of marine conservation, international organizations and fishing communities are moving towards the goal of fully sustainable fishing. This may include stricter regulations on the number of tuna allowed to be caught, seasonal fishing times to protect the spawning period of the fish, and strict controls on the size of fish allowed to be caught. Developing tuna farming. Some places have been developing tuna farming in controlled marine systems to reduce pressure on wild tuna. However, tuna farming remains a major challenge as this fish requires large spaces and high-quality feed to thrive. Educating the young generation about fishing. Environmental organizations, together with fishing communities, are working to impart knowledge and love of the sea to the younger generation. They want to maintain the traditional profession but at the same time protect the environment, allowing the next generation to continue the work without damaging natural resources. Bluefin tuna fishing is not only a job but also an art, a life for those who are attached to the sea. Facing storms and challenges, they are still resilient, constantly innovating and improving techniques to both protect fish resources and meet market demand. The story of bluefin tuna fishermen is a testament to courage, passion, and a sense of responsibility to nature. It is the fishermen who are pioneers in maintaining and protecting precious marine resources, while inspiring perseverance and love for the sea for future generations. International cooperation on tuna conservation. To protect bluefin tuna stocks, many countries have established international conventions to limit the number of tuna caught each year. Organizations such as the International Commission for the Conservation of Atlantic Tunas, ICCAT, and the World Commission for the Conservation of Pacific Tunas, WCPFC, have set strict regulations on catch quotas, fish population sizes, and fishing times. Fishermen must comply with these regulations if they want to fish in international waters. Use of fish monitoring and tagging technology. Some modern innovations include attaching GPS tracking chips to young tuna to monitor their movements and track their population. This allows conservationists to study the migration routes of tuna and propose better conservation measures. Develop marine protected areas. Several large areas of the ocean have been designated as protected areas where tuna can spawn and grow without being affected by fishing activities. These protected areas not only help to restore fish stocks but also protect other marine species. Consumer education. Today, education campaigns have helped consumers understand the importance of choosing sustainable tuna products. Many restaurants and suppliers are committed to only using tuna from fisheries that adhere to conservation regulations and do not overfish. Putting MSC certification on products. MSC, Marine Stewardship Council, certification is a sign that tuna is caught from sustainable sources. Consumers are often encouraged to choose products with this certification to support sustainable fishing practices. Using marine-safe hooks to avoid accidentally catching unwanted marine animals such as sea turtles and dolphins. Fishermen are switching to using safe hooks that minimize the impact on other creatures besides tuna. Fishing techniques without using fish-repelling lights. Previously, fishermen used underwater lights to attract tuna, but this method could affect other marine life. Today, they are looking to improve this technique to minimize the negative impact on the ecosystem.